Let's move on to 86.
Oh, my gosh.
Kilograms. Kyle Dake still doing the Dake thing. Somehow still making world teams. Do you think this was more about Dake's improvement or Zahid's regression?
I think this is about Dake. I thought at the Open it looked like a better Kyle Dake, and we didn't have the Zahid comparison to really know for sure. But there was never a part of me that felt like Dake couldn't win this at Final X. Based on now, to say that, I mean, I say it, I believe it. But also, had I seen Zahid run through everyone up till Final X, right, would I have been as open to Kyle Dake doing this? Probably not, right? So in some ways, it is about like, well, Zahid is not the 2025 Zahid. I think that is clear. But this isn't the 2025 Dake either. This is a guy that put on the necessary size, strength, whatever it was, and he was able to. I think more than anything, like the strength allowed him to be the athlete that he is, right? Because Dake's always been kind of an unreal athlete, but if you're getting horsed a little bit, you can't really put that on display. And I felt like he made pace a thing more than. That's not really Kyle's typical MO. He's not like, I'm going to gas you out. But I felt like he wore on Zahid throughout that series, throughout the matches, even like match 1 that he didn't win. He just made everything a lot harder. I think Zahid had 2 leg attack scores in 3 matches. I think that's right. That just seems like unbelievable to me. That is such a, I mean, compared to how he looked a year ago, compared to how Dake looked, I just thought, man, Kyle was ready for the single. He was ready for the high crotch. I think Jordan rightly pointed out every time Zahid was trying to switch off his left side, except for the first time. The first time, Zahid finished when he went high crotch to double. But then Dake just kept getting his arms underneath and getting his legs back. I thought for Dake to look that effective from his chest wrap again is a great sign. And you saw Zahid trying to do a lot of the things people have done. Like when you get to Dake's legs and he sat on his butt, you try to get that foot in the air. And he did that. And even still, Dake was able to get his legs back and defend. There's a lot to talk about within the matches, within some of these calls, the takedown getting wiped from Dake and handed Zahid the win there. But ultimately, this is about Kyle Dake reestablishing himself, proving why, he made the decision to go up. He knows he's not a 74 that can win the Olympics, right? Things would have to go. He's just too big, right? And we're seeing that here. If you can go from 74 to 86 and beat the returning 86 world champion, you're probably not really a 74. But this is what we said in last year was this is all about 2028. And he's proven himself right. Like this is pragmatically, will he win the Olympics? We don't know. But this is pragmatically the right choice for Kyle. And it's cool to see the peace he's found in life as well, which is I think that's a factor here additionally.
I think a big part of it was, you mentioned it, and Dake mentioned it in his post-match interview, post-series interview, putting on weight the right way while keeping his gas tank. That was the thing he wasn't able to do last year. He just put on muscle, put on size. And if you're going to put on 10, 15 pounds or whatever, your body's not going to adjust, or it's going to take a while to adjust that. This year he put on weight the right way, maintained his gas tank, and that came into play because Zahid's never going to be a cardio merchant. He's never going to be a shape guy. He's just too quick twitch, right? Too much muscle. He's not going to have the same amount of pop, especially when you think about a 3-match series. And I think we saw that where he just didn't quite have that same pop, that same juice. And the third, whereas Kyle did. Kyle came out in that third match right away. Boom. Ready to go. And then he just could not get it going. But I agree with you, too. The thing that he was able to keep Zahid from scoring was huge. Because it's always kind of like, well, Zahid's going to get 1 to 3 takedowns against you.
Yeah.
Like, that's just a given. It kind of wasn't.
No, it wasn't a given. I think the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club put on an absolute hand-fighting clinic at Final X. You think about what Marcus did to Jax. You think about, I think Zahid Dake dominated this hand fight. You see how he's moving Zahid's hands. He's controlling position. Kyle Snyder, always been a dominant hand fighter. And then Levi Haynes is maybe the one who best exemplifies it. Like his hand fight against Chance was unbelievable. And I thought that was the difference here in this match and in many other matches. I just thought positioning hand fight was they were just a step ahead.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. I'm not saying, officials are biased. I think, they do their best to play it right down the line. But in the past, the narrative is Penn State gets all the calls, NLWC gets all the calls. That was not the case.
Certainly not Saturday.
Cowboys were getting some calls.
Yeah, some of them, most of them, I actually agree. I thought they were, like, David won those challenges because he was right, and the call on the mat was incorrect. But the ones that I think the Buchanan caution in one, I thought was you just don't see that. And I don't think Kyle Snyder is diving out of bounds to put his head out. I just don't think that's what he was doing. I just don't think that merits a caution in one. I don't think you give the guy the lead with that scenario. And the whistle didn't think so. And then they ultimately, the judge and chair gave the one. And then you don't want to challenge that just because, it just doesn't make sense.
Who is going to be in this field at Worlds? And what are Kyle Dake's chances of bringing home gold and or at least a medal?
Go to Kozak for that one.
Gold, it feels like it would be a real accomplishment for Dake. It would be his best performance, I think, ever if he were to win gold this year at 86 kilograms. Because you consider Ramazanov, Olympic champion.
Back.
He's back. He looks good. He'll be in the weight. Gasimpur, 92-kilogram world champion, is at 86. And then you have Kadyev.
Might be the favorite.
I think is the favorite. I think he was the worst matchup for Zahid Valencia last year, and he lost to Gasimpur in a really close match. Kadyev's just kind of coming into his own. He's 22, 23 years old, super athletic, scores from a variety of positions. He's really good. He beat Dake already earlier this year. And then you have Arseny Joev from Azerbaijan, world bronze last year. He beat Dake 4-1 earlier this year. Kadyev beat Dake 11-4. So you consider four guys. And I haven't looked at like seeding or anything like that, where Dake would be in the bracket or if he's going to be drawn in. But when you think about, there's four guys that can beat Kyle Dake. Two of them who have already. And then the two others, you'd probably like just pragmatically say Dake is an underdog against Gasimpur and Ramazanov. So it's like, oh man, It's going to be tough. I think I like that Dake wrestled Joev and Kadyev already. I think just knowing who Kyle Dake is, like giving him a feel for you. You go back to the first time he won Worlds, where he was he teched by
Gazi
Magomedov in January, and then he goes back and techs him at Worlds. So it's like you like that. You like that he's gotten the feel already. I think you feel good about picking him to medal, but I am probably not going to pick him to win gold.
Yeah, I feel, I don't know. Just to say Kyle Dake doesn't place at a Worlds tournament is just hard to say. Now, it happened at a ranking series event this year, but I just feel like at the, he wasn't going there. That wasn't Worlds. That wasn't when it was time to bring home something. And I just think Kyle Dake somehow, some way is going to come home with something. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to get a medal. Whether he can win or not, I'll never say Kyle Dake can't win gold, but I'm with John that the matchups are tough. And while his strength is improved at this weight, I think, is it going to be effective against all these guys that are, brutes. Cameron Gassenpour, he was within a second of beating Sadulayev, right? He gave Sadulayev the toughest match we've seen him wrestle since Kyle beat him in 2017, maybe. That guy's really good. But then we saw David beat him. So I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited for Kyle. I think it's going to be fun to watch him. I think a lot of people, the international community is probably writing him off a little bit, and I think that could be a big mistake.